Hi, welcome. I'm Dhyan Vimal. Today we're going to, I was given a subject, I like it. He said, what the new year?
Same
Same me.
me.
New year, the same me. So we're going to kind of talk about this upcoming new year. What does it really mean? I think for a lot of people, it doesn't mean anything much, just maybe a moment of things might be different. Oh my God, this whole year was this way. Maybe it will be something new. And I think it is kind of wonderful too. Like people got something to look forward to. They hope things will change. But I think the error is, I don't mean to be very serious. I think the error is we are hoping the year will change, not we change. That's why I like the topic New Year, same me. Same me in a new year. And I hope it is not that we feel the year will make me better, not that I'll make the year better. But the whole thing is a messed up concept. We wait for the year, we count down. I like it. I'm not saying something to do on the New Year's Eve, jump, Happy New Year. It's all wonderful. But I think there's a false hope of deliverance that we think the year will deliver. And I think the subject I want to go to this is how we are constantly maybe looking for a savior, looking for a circumstance, how we are dependent on something outside that will change my life. That's what the politicians do. So we'll be great again, life will be amazing again. I have a feeling this has happened to us. We have been made paralyzed. I hope it's not too serious, but I think we have been asked to give up ourselves and rely on something. And I think that's a betrayal. Maybe what I want to talk to you, and nobody's coming to save us. I mean, if you're religious and you believe, I'm not contesting that. That's your thing. But I think nothing is going to change us until we do something about it. Nothing outside. No. You see, when I can tell my story a bit, right? Yeah. When I was younger, I went to many masters to learn. I went to many teachers, many enlightened people. I was very interested in that. One of the things I knew they were the real masters is they never made themselves my hope. They never made me dependent that they will deliver me. They kept throwing it back onto me, and they made me fit to deal with my life. A lot of times, we think we raised by somebody. Even when you take an education, if I get a degree, I'll be okay. No, you have a degree. You must know how to use that degree. Sometimes I think if I get married, I'll be happy. The marriage will make me happy, not that I will work on the marriage. And I hope we don't go into this new year with a false promise. I think the year is waiting for us to show up. Not that the year going to be any different. So I like your topic. I said, no, new year, same me. And I think, I don't know how many more times we want to be a victim to something outside promising us. And I think this is what happens in depression. We grow up not bringing ourselves in. We are waiting for something to change our life. Like if you take astrology for an instant, I hope I'm running a good time. And we are saying that I have nothing to do with it, the time and the outside. And whenever we realize nothing outside going to do for us, we get disappointed. So as we enter the new year, maybe we enter it. I know I sound not hip, I suppose. It's like we don't trust the year, we trust ourselves in the year. I think it's going to be another year, the same thing, the same situation. I think we can grasp it, but this is very hard. Maybe that's what I want to talk about. We have grown up thinking something outside will help us, change us. If I get the new iPhone, no. And I think that's marketing, and I think this has something to do with politicians. People who want to have power over you must make you feel you are powerless, so they become the deliverer of you. And when they become the deliverer of you, you check out. You don't find what is yours to do, and you are depending on them. And if ever they fail you, you are destroyed. So I think one of the things that humanity must face is nobody is going to come. It's up to us. We are all by ourselves. We have to step up. So maybe we enter the new year. I feel so wrong saying this, like I almost must support everybody. Yeah, it's going to be a great year. What year is it in Chinese, this coming year?
Oh, I don't know. I'll look it up.
I don't know. Oh, it's going to be the year of dragon, a year of something. That year is going to deliver me, not that I am going to deliver me. By that, see the helpless.
It is dragon.
Oh, the year of the dragon? Ah, it's my year. It's going to be amazing. The year going to deliver me.
It's going to be your year.
Yeah. But I tell you, that is the most painful thing you can ever do to yourself. But what else do we have? We were raised dependent. We were kept citizen. We are waiting for this government to change, that government to change, and we have been crippled. And I'm saying this, I don't know how people are going to take this. There are evidence out there, they systematically made us dependent so we can be ruled. And I think we have to pass through the disappointment. Nobody is coming. You see, my teachers taught me that, My masters, when I got initiated, when I was meditating, what happened to me was at the end, there was no one else, just me. What my masters were, they held me to this truth. They didn't lie to me. They didn't lie. They didn't lie to me. But they helped me to heal, to learn to depend on myself. I'm not saying there are no outside forces. I really hope a great government will come. I really hope somebody will invent something. I am not denying it. I am embracing it. But it should not be at the expense of me giving up me, And I think that's done. Maybe this new year we start off trusting oneself, trusting us that we will get together. Not time, not this, not that. It's like drug, I don't know how to make myself happy. I become dependent on a drug. The moment I take drug, I lose all ability, all power. Then I can be ruled. What I teach, what I do, is to restore your sovereignty. What I am passionate about, you are an independent. You are enough. Maybe my message is no one is coming. Maybe what I'm doing is the extension of what my masters did, to remove all dependency, to make you independent. But most people don't want, Like this, I give you this. I don't know how your audience is going to take it. Oh, my audience is going to. If somebody loves me, I always afterwards say, thank you. I know I'm loved, not I'm dependent on that love, If somebody loves me, they can love me in a way I'm dependent on them for the source of love, or they have given me a gift to know I am loved and that's it. I'm free. Even in love affair, we are looking to enslave. Man has enslaved women. Women have enslaved men. It's an enslavement. It's the same thing. You can't live without them. I hope you are that in love that you can't live without them. I hope you're one of those people. But most often it's dependency. I am saying love, truth, life in independent state. For that, I cannot give the new year that much credit. I'm also looking forward to it. It's new. It's going to be fun. People are going to be in good spirit. But that spirit is wrong, It's waiting for a hope that probably will never happen. That's why, New year, same me. I love it. But the same me now has a twist. You're going to make a difference this year. You're going to come in. You are not going to give it up. I sometimes think alcohol is that. It loosens you, you give up. Maybe it's like signs of torture. If you're tortured, if you quit, they leave you. No, I'm not trusting anything. I'm kind of excited about the new year. There's going to be a party. I'm sure we'll jump up and down, dance. It feels like I'm looking forward to it. I'm like, wow, it's going to be fun. But if you really ask what's fun about it, it almost feels like I get another chance. I get a new hope. But I want to question that hope. Is that hope that year or me in that year? I tell this, I don't know whether I can tell this. Go and find out everybody you have in your life for this new year and ask them, do you mind if I'm independent? Do you mind if I'm not dependent on you or anybody? If I tell you I will be okay with me, will you be okay with that? Or your security or your sense of belonging only relies on we being dependent. can I come to my own? And I go into what I've studied. I studied something for a long time, whether faith or free will prevail. This was my PhD, so to say. Because I had a background, I studied astrology, I studied psychology, I studied spirituality, or whatever you want to call that. And there was one question: is my life predetermined or I determine it? At the end of the day, I say, you are dependent, but you are fated to become independent. You are to wake up to be a master of yourself. No outside element must have a greater control over you than you. Which means I'm self-sovereign. I am dictating. Not dictating for another, for myself. I choose. So if you ask me, is there faith? I don't believe it. There's no such thing. Faith is, I take off my hands from the steering and I'm accelerating. Then I'm left to chance. The moment I hold the steering, there's no faith. It's free will. What am I going to do? And I think that's the excitement. Now. Maybe this coming year is a year you step in, the year of the dragon. We step in. We come into action. We know if we don't step in, everything shapes us. We know when we step in, it's like navigation, The day we decided compass, the day we found compass, we could navigate. We don't get lost. When we found the North Star, we didn't get lost. We took back. The day they knew how to build a sail and a rudder, we could manage the ocean. So I think man is evolving into self-mastery. We dictate. Remember, I don't dictate your reality, I dictate mine. As much as I recognize you have the right to dictate. I think this coming year should be an excitement of humanity coming into action. Enough leaving it to people. The real superpower of humanity, the real superpower on this earth is humanity. I think we have been drugged. And I think we are hoping to drink a coffee. Coffee will wake me up. We are hoping to have a movie. The movie will entertain me. We are hoping to meet somebody. That person will make me happy. And I think we are just being enslaved and crippled. Again, and again. And the profiteers, they want us to be dependent, trust me. They don't want an independent you. They need to rule you. So they have to break you, so to say. So maybe this coming year, as a humanity, we march. So much happening, so many war. What's happening in
Gaza.
In
Gaza.
Yeah. What's happening there in Russia, I hope. And something else will happen somewhere.
In Congo as well. I think that's another question that somebody actually asked. They were speaking about how, we can't really trust. There's so much information with, the wars, and, if I'm pro-Palestine, all I see is that. If you're pro-Israel, all you see is that. There's, we can't trust anything. You literally can't trust anything. And, where do we go from here?
You're so beautiful, because you don't trust anyone. You know why? All trusting is giving you up again. It's a bullshit word. Whatever information you get, somebody's profiting out of it. Either they want to increase their viewership, or somebody's using that to shape you. Somebody's justifying. We are being lied to I think we are the most lied generation ever. Everything is a contradiction. You don't trust nobody. You know why they want you to trust? Then you don't trust you. They want to blind you. Don't trust. Even when my students come to me, people who seek me out and want to learn with Master, my work for them is first they become independent. They don't have to agree with me. They must not subscribe that something outside will help them. They must wake up to know only they are. They can only depend on them. By this, I'm not breaking togetherness and love, I can only trust you if you trust you and I trust me. I'm dependent on me, you are dependent on you. Then we can meet. If not, we've been lied to. For me, it's very simple. After meeting you, if I'm not independent, if I'm dependent, there's something wrong. Then there's a cult. which means then you ask me how you should be. Like, why do we listen to news and all that? We want to hear what is the opinion I should have. Not that you give the facts, I decide opinion. Somebody asked me about the war in Gaza. For me, it's very simple. Whatever argument, don't kill children. They are innocent. Don't bomb hospitals. Don't do that, no matter what. There's no other, whatever rational you want to say, I'm not listening. You see, we are persuaded to stand by people getting murdered. And we will, you know why? Because we didn't rely on our own intelligence. I think you should not trust anybody. Trust has no room at all. Trust is a blinding mechanism. You must create your own sight. There is a beauty to the word trust, It's a beauty. But it's so hard. It has been used as a tool to blind you.
But what about with people?
Sorry?
What about with people and relationships?
Why you want to trust? Let the facts speak. Trust is blinding you. Why should I believe you? Like when people come to me, what I say is, Appa say this, take 3 years, hang around, watch me, work with me, move around, because I cannot lie 24/7. Be with me. If I am, I am. If I'm not, I'm not. Why should you believe? Why should you trust? And even after, let's say you trust or you agree to something, if I misbehave, then I misbehaved. You must understand, belief is a blinding mechanism. Trust is a blinding mechanism. If belief and trust are not a blinding mechanism, they are a great thing. To me, what I see is what is there. You could have been good 10 years. 1 year you do wrong, that's wrong. But trust and blindness is what? No, once I make you believe, I can get away with anything, you will still be hypnotized. But if you don't trust, can you survive it? You need to believe, because you know why? You have not learned to depend on it. Like somebody asked, I need to believe there is afterlife. I say, let's find out when we are dead. Can't you exist without knowing for certain? It's okay.
But what about trust in like God and universe and all that? Sometimes people need that.
No, I understand people need that. Like people need alcohol, people need drugs. I am not saying denied. No, I'm not saying it. It's a very sensitive subject. I don't want to go into it in open forum. You believe what you have to believe, but I'm telling you, the root of belief is you are blinded. The blind person must trust me when I'm guiding him. Right? The blind person must believe in what another person say because they are blind. I'm saying, why are you being blind? Why aren't you taking the trouble to find out for yourself? See, in most relationships, this is something happens. I don't want to get people into trouble in New Year. After some time when the relationship is established, you must believe the other person loves you. You must trust that other person is faithful to you. Like you must believe it. You must be blind about it. No, why not every day it's a reflection? Why not every day I have sight? My eyes is wide open, I'm looking. Maybe we enter these years with eyes open. You must understand, almost every information that comes out of that, there's somebody profiting out of that. When somebody is profiting out of that, I must be very skeptical. Somebody is pushing their agenda. They're not giving me facts. They're coloring a fact. Why would people be excited about the New Year? There'll be sale, there'll be this, there'll be party, people will get drunk. Then we can almost forget the mess we have done this year and pretend as though we are renewing again. That's why at New Year, same person. I know when I speak like this, it feels like I'm destroying a party or something. No. My interest is you have sight. I don't believe in anything. I don't trust anything blindly. I do my research, I live, and even after I think I see some truth, I position myself in a way that truth can be challenged any moment. I can think I'm right, but with a single action, if I discover it is not right, I'm capable of adjusting myself. And that is to that's what being awake means. Why trust? Why believe? Like I like what Paul said, no? That's what we're going to put up here, sign. Everybody is considered a driller until proven otherwise. Like everybody is considered like almost like COVID time. We assume everybody has COVID until they prove they don't have. You see, you want the artificial rest. That is your alcohol, your drug, life is good, life is amazing.
But would you say that the new year is an artificial reset?
Sorry?
Like the new year, you would consider it an artificial reset?
Yeah. And it's like a hope. I don't want to bust people's hope,
It's nice.
Yeah. It's like, you see, I've been sailing in the sea. Sometime a few days storm hit, And when the day born, when the sun rise, we all get excited. Hopefully today the storm will stop. But it's just out of suffering from long nights, like, I don't want to take that from you. I want you to look forward to the year and say, yeah, but I'm giving you this. I'm going to go into it with eyes open. I want you to go into it saying, I will do what has to be done. I am not going to hope the year will do. It's the year of the dragon. Hopefully, I don't know what that means, but I was born in the year of the dragon.
It's your year.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell that means. Maybe the year I will show up or something. But maybe this podcast is this, It's a podcast designed. Maybe I'm finding the theme after the third or fourth. It's not about you believing. It's not about you trusting. I'm saying no one is showing up until you show up. Until you are all there. But then you say, then I will not need people. I'm telling you, only when you have sight, you will need people. We can get together, do something.
So you talked about the pandemic a little bit, right?
Right.
So there was a podcast I was listening to recently, and they explained how 2023 was the year after the pandemic. So 2022 was the year after the pandemic. We didn't know what's going on. This year, we could kind of start living again. And next year, we got it now. COVID cases are arriving, but we understand this is the trend. We'll mask up. We'll be okay. We've got it now, and we don't have to be so scared. But so how do we start feeling like we can really live again after the pandemic?
You see, you must understand what the pandemic did. No, it's just a global event. In 10 years down the road, we'll understand what it did. It pulled the rug from under your feet. We have never gone through it. At least in my lifetime, I didn't go through war. There's no famine. And this is a global event. We were stuck in the house for 2 years. We didn't know how tomorrow. Some of us didn't know whether we will survive. So you must understand the PTSD, the impact. We became uncertain. And the year after the pandemic was the year, my God, it's finally over. Now we are taking stock. This is the second year after the pandemic.
year.
This third year is when we actually assess the real damage. We will begin to accept what has happened to us. It is like this, if you drive a car and your car has an accident, first you get out, oh my God, I'm alive, go to that. Next you go like, hey, what happened to the car? What happened to the other person? Then afterward you sit down and say, oh my God, I could have died. Oh shit, what happened? Oh my God. That's the year. We're going to take stock. We're going to wake up to facts. We're going to say, my God, it's not as certain as I thought. This world is really, really not certain. From nowhere it came. So this coming year is going to be, I hope humanity gathers to correct. Even though we look like we come out untouched, a lot of people's savings is gone. The chain, the supply chain was disturbed. A lot of businesses are staying afloat. So we went into survival mode. Now we will go into the healing mode. Right now, we will take this into our system. We will act in a way, what happens if this happens? You grow up in a place where you don't have a spare water tank, When I was young, we had a spare water tank because the water supply can get cut. We had a spare place where we store food, because we always know it can run out. It's very interesting. We even used to have a small boat outside the house where it's not even nearby the river. Because why? Flood can happen. So if you go to those villages and you see, why do they have such a big water tank? Why do they have a small boat? It is the effect of the experiences. So we will have to bring into our consciousness, what if? What if something happened? It's like marriage, I don't know, there's a right example. Those days when you married, it's a lifetime. Nowadays, nobody marries as a lifetime. They know. I mean, you marry thinking it's going to be lifetime, but at the back of your head, you still are. What happens? And I like it. You hear me? I like it. You know why I like it? We are not so dreaming. We are not so certain. We are cautious. Like I always think, maybe off topic, like divorce, breakup is one of the most beautiful thing because it keeps relationship honest. When you know it's going to be forever beautiful, you'll get callous. So the COVID shook humanity. We became too cocky. We became too certain. So now we're going to bring it in. You understand? We're going to bring it in. The most, what do you call that, developed nations got crippled. What are you talking about? Do you know what a big event the COVID was? It's one of the biggest events that happened. We will never be the same again. We will be always cautious, careful. That is needed. I think, you keep this or cut it off if you want. 9/11 was one of the biggest hit, as a global event. Like what? The most biggest power. Something happened. I think this is 100 times, 1,000 times bigger. And I think it's a good thing. We are too cocky.
The controversy in your statement.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying about. I'm pointing out that we shouldn't be so sleepy. Like it's going to be all good. It's going to be wonderful. This is the story they tell us to keep us enslaved. You see, you didn't grow up where you go hunting, You didn't grow up when you go out to the sea. I grew up like that. When you're hunting, you are never 100% certain, but you enjoy it. You know the danger. There's tigers, there's wild boars, there's this animal. You can fall down. Something happens to you, You become fit. You become alert. You become awake. You are more present. You are more alive. You are more here now. We have been given sleeping tablets to put us to sleep. We have been promised all kinds of things. Our humanity didn't wake up. We are the same person. We see a puppy on a road or a kitten on a road. Our heart pound, oh my God, I want to save it. I want to take care of it. I hope this year that wakes up. Not that we buy somebody's promise and we all go to sleep. What COVID did, it questioned the power of the world, How come? How come the astrologers didn't predict? How come the psychics didn't warn? Not that I'm saying the psychics, it's their job to do this. How come the most intelligent of the intelligent people didn't see this coming? How come? And I'm saying it positively. Now, I hear you, but I'm learning to hear myself too. I'm learning to trust me too. I have to come into play too.
So do you have any New Year's resolutions? I know I'm completely switching the temperature right now.
It's like something like what Paul said, Paul's company, the positive leader. I'm giving my definition about this. What do you want to positively lead this coming year? That's this coming new year. Mm-hmm. My resolution is I'm going to lead. I'm going to lead in the subject of enlightenment. I'm going to lead in the subject, not lead being the leader. I'm going to take responsibility to hold it on the subject of personal transformation. What do I want to lead this coming year? It's a new year. It gives you a new lease. What do you want to lead? What do you want to take responsibility? What do you want to forge forth? So that will be my resolution, is to do my part for the year. And since it's the year of the dragon, so I like what Eddie Murphy say, I don't do the lizard thing, I'm Dragan. I don't do the lizard thing. I like that line.
Okay, let's end it
Yeah.
with a wish for the new year. For everyone, for you, for
No,
whoever.
I'm like everybody else, lad. I wish for a peaceful world. I wish everybody find their potential. Everybody live their life out. I hope you die exhausting your love. I hope you are blissed out. I hope you get to express you fully. I hope you live a life of wow. Well, how is that song? So beautiful, so elegant, looking like a wow. So maybe I wish you a wow year, this coming year, a year of wow. In freedom, not enslaved by anybody, as you. And that would be my wish. So Happy New Year. Thank you.